Okay, let's try to understand stress. Okay, stress from a very although we're talking, let's say, stress which is here, but uh, let's try to understand it from a very physical perspective. Why we use the word stress to begin with. Because see, the thing is that when does anything get under stress, right? Let's say when I'm pulling a rope, right? I'm pulling on like two different ends, and when then in the middle it gets tight, so there is stress. Okay, and then and it tears apart. So similarly, I think when we talk about the mind, you know, the mind is under stress when there are things we want to let go of, but somehow we're not letting go of it. Somehow we're just sticking to it, holding on to it, assuming that it's somehow it's gonna matter someday. Somehow it's gonna make a difference. But there's one side of you which is very willing to let go of it, and I've noticed this with myself, in the sense that sometimes I know that you know certain things doesn't don't make sense, or they're not things that I'm really interested in, but I still keep doing them because somehow I've convinced myself that I probably cannot do any better, or I don't have a future left in me. And that is, I think, the biggest tragedy of humanity, that somehow we have convinced ourselves. And that's why I really like this guy called Gary V, or Gary Vaynerchuk. I think that's what his full name is. So I really like what he says, that he doesn't care about age. He says that you know obviously we're gonna get old. Obviously, probably, like, yeah, I mean, there are things that probably I cannot achieve, right? I mean, as I grow old, but but your potential never ends, or in the sense that maybe some doors might shut off. That doesn't mean, let's say, for example, at this age probably I cannot become a Olympian, right? But there are other things from which I can derive my set of happiness, right? There are other things that I can do that could sort of, put me in a different, bring about a different scope within me. So that's the whole point. When you're losing interest in things, let go of it. Don't hold on to it. You know, that is the power. Don't think that, oh, I have to do it somehow. I have to make sense of it. No, you don't have to make sense of it. That's the truth.